also think it's really important to um, have really good feelings about it. Like Rhonda has been explaining to us for the last few minutes here this morning, is that I think a lot of us come here with a poor relationship to money. And so we have these conversations of how many families can you help? And yes, that's it. We want to help families. We understand how poor the industry is as a whole in all of the areas of that we work in. But I also think that there is a psychological piece to making sure that you understand you're allowed to get paid a crap ton of money for doing this for people. And you're allowed to feel really good about it. Okay. And that's not something you come from when you come from a medical field, right? You're just supposed to be good with what you're getting paid, telling people you would do it if you could volunteer your time away. You're just here to help their family and make them feel better, right? But at the end of the day, you're getting treated like garbage most of the time and you're getting paid like garbage. And so when you can start building that psychological change and having a good relationship with money, your life will change before your eyes, not only for yourself, but for your clients and your teammates as well, as you're building a business and building a hierarchy here. So I'm going to talk to you about compensation on life insurance. In life insurance, the two ways I'm going to talk about today is your based on your contract, what you're getting paid on your personal sales. Okay. And something that I've always had it in the front of my mind, and what I teach my team is that every bill that you have coming out of your home should be covered on your own pen. Okay. You should be sitting with your family, with as many families as you need, 8531, right? Eight that we go on qualified appointments, macho appointments. Five of them will go into FNAs. Three of them will become your clients. Why three out of five? I don't know. Two people disappear. They disappear on dentists and attorneys and doctors and everybody else too. So they're going to disappear on you. And one of those people is going to want to work with you and do what you're doing, especially if you're doing what Rhonda's saying and you're talking about compensation. Don't be afraid to be talking about compensation. In fact, my clients all the time say, man, I love how upfront you are about fees and about how you get paid. I never wonder at the end of the appointment how you're getting paid. I never feel like I have to have this doom of writing a check to you later because of all the value and work you've done for me. You've got to be upfront about it. People want transparency. We're living in a time of transparency. Okay. And then overrides from helping your team build a skill set and they're going out and helping families. And yes, is that upfront a little bit of extra work? It is. Nobody said it was going to be easy. We just said it was going to be worth it. Right. So when you pass your skill set down and you help your team become, I like them better than me personally, help them become better than I am, then you're getting overrides when they're out doing business. And I always tell people, you can only help so many families in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year because you're just one person. You can only be in one place at one time. But if you can teach other people to build skills and go out and help families and you can multiply yourself, imagine all the families every week, every month, and every year that is going to be directly impacted and changed because of you, right? So let's talk about compensation as a district leader. I had a lot of fun with this presentation, so I hope that you guys enjoy it. There's me, okay, or you put yourself in that space there. And if you're a district leader, you're getting paid 50%. Okay, but in order to get that 50% contract, you would have had to help three families, and you would have also had to bring three people into this business to work with you. Okay, so this is Jim. This is Joe, and this is Mary. Okay. Mary and Jim didn't do any business during their field training. They got a license, and now they have that unlimited piece of paper that will allow them to help families and print all the money they want to make their family financially independent. Joe went and helped one other person come into the business and helped a family during his field training. So he started as a senior rep and he's got a 35% contract. Okay. Let's pop back up to you for a second as a district leader. Let's say you help one family this week, okay? $84 a month is what a typical person is paying on a life insurance policy, potentially a family, depending on what age they are. Okay. It's all per person, but this is average about $1,000 a year. Okay. You go help that family, you made 500 bucks. Let me tell you something. That used to cost me, and I want you to hear that word cost. That used to cost me 12 hours. 12 hours away from my family at $38 an hour. That's what that used to cost me. Now it costs me an hour and a half, and I'm having fun the whole time. And I feel really good when I leave, right? Now, Jim writes a policy this week. Joe writes a policy this week. And Mary also writes a policy this week, okay? Because you helped them. You may have passed on your skill set to them, or maybe you even went on the appointments with them. Doesn't matter. Now you get to start collecting overrides, okay? So when Jim wrote that policy, you made the difference between Jim's contract and your contract. You made a 25% difference, 250 bucks. All right? Joe writes a policy. Your split's a little different because you've already helped him do some business. You've got 15%. You made 150 bucks with Joe. What about Mary? Another 25%, another 250 bucks. You guys, you are a district leader. You do one and you find other three other people to do one a week, and you made almost $5,000 a month. It is really that easy. I think we overcomplicate it. Let's get excited about getting a promotion and being a division leader. Okay. There's little old me again. I'm a 60% contract. And the way that I got there is I actually brought 5 people into my business. Okay. Now, these 5 people are all writing life insurance sales every single week, just like I am. Okay. And remember, when we're leading from the front, we're a leader, right? District leader, division leader. I'm going to show you a regional leader. We're leading from the front. We're writing a policy every week, too. Okay. When we help a family personally, we make 600 bucks. We just gave ourselves $100 per policy raise. That's amazing. Now, all of our teammates are out helping families as well. And I popped their commission in here because I want you to see that it's not just you, it's not about you, it's about all the money that you get to put in those families' homes. And then with the education we provide to them, we're getting them on a path of financial independence because they should be investing that money, paying off debt with that money. What are they doing with that money? They should be doing the right things, right? Because that's what we're teaching them. And then we get to start collecting overrides. Okay. And some of them are bigger and some of them are smaller. But Jim, I would say, is a district leader at this point. I made 10%, 100 bucks. Maybe I was helping another family. Maybe I was having dinner with my family and I made 100 bucks, and I would call that passive income because Jim's the district leader and he probably closed his life sale by himself. Okay. We've got overrides from every single one of these policies. So this is me or you plus 5 people all writing one sale or helping one family a week. Okay, just one. That's it, one a week. And we've now almost had an $8,000 month as a division leader at a 60% contract. You know that it would have taken me 4 months as a registered nurse to make that kind of money? 4 months compressed down to one because I pass my skill set to people who want to see something big and want to win big here. Because you know what? As a nurse, I used to pass down my skill set and I got paid this many dollars for all the people helping the hospital and helping the patients. Okay. Now, this is the big one. This is that contract that everyone gets really excited about because it's like that last stop before we get to become regional vice president and the Pandora's box opens because we have a really an unlimited potential of what we can do for our family and other families now. This is me at a 70% contract. And to get here, you guys, you've got to develop some district leaders. Okay. So we've been hearing all year about leaders building leaders. This is when it really starts kicking in. Okay. So I've got 3 licensed districts that have all brought at least 3 people onto their team. They're getting a 50% contract. And now I've got a team. Okay. Now, when I write a policy in as a regional leader, I help a family. I'm making 700 bucks. Wow. That's 2 shifts as an RN. 2 12-hour shifts. That's like a whole week, okay? If you're working part-time. A whole week of misery. Okay. Now, these district leaders all write a policy because, as a district leader, as a regional leader, division leader, I just want to plug this in. Whatever your contract says that you had to do to get there, the company gives you a raise because they're like, man, this person's going to keep bringing in business in this volume every month. So we're going to pay them more. So it doesn't say we're going to give you a contract and then don't do anything ever again, or just like kind of do some things. And I'm not saying that life doesn't happen and that this isn't flexible to what you've got going on, but I want you to understand that when that company gives you a higher contract, it's because they're like, man, this person's bringing in a lot of business. We need to pay them more. Right. So we should keep working at that level. So when we do that, I make 700 bucks. My district leaders, when they write a policy, they're making 500 bucks, or, your district leaders, right? And these are the overrides. And this is definitely passive income because they're district leaders. Okay. So you're making 200 bucks every time Joe, Mary make a sale. And that's passive income and overrides. Now, some of you are asking, well, what about Linda down here? Okay. What if she makes a sale? What happens? What if she helps a family? Well, Linda's brand new license on Joe's team. She's at 25%. She rates a policy and helps a family, maybe with Joe's help. Joe overrides Linda, makes 25%. The difference between their contracts, 250 bucks. You make 20%. The difference between yours and Joe's contract, or 200 bucks. You build a team like this, and let's say every one of the Lindas on the bottom are at 25%. You're overriding every one of those people by 20% every time they bring in a sale. This is just 12 people, okay? Plus you. That makes 13. It's $12,400 a month, one a week. Every one of these people just helping one family a week. And I remind you, I said 8, 5, 3 families. So what does that mean? That means in order to do something like this, if you go on 4 qualified appointments a week, you're writing a policy a week. Okay. That is so part time. It's wild. That is so part time. It's crazy. And this is the amount of money that we are making as a regional leader. That's what I have for you guys today. I hope that that was super helpful.